Okay, so we're going to look at our placemats here, and I'm going to show you how this works. And the first thing you want to do on any of these is identify the given information. So we're given the table here, and the table gives us 4 different points. So these are coordinate pairs that we can use to put into point slope form. So that's where I'm going to start. So I'm just going to start with the first point I'm given, and I would do y minus 5. But I first need to find the slope because I can't put in my whole point slope form without the slope. So I noticed that my x's are going by 1s, which is really convenient, and my y's are going up by 0.5 each time. That means that my slope is 1/2. So up here in my equation, I'm going to say 1/2 for my slope, and then I'm going to do x minus 3, again, the point that corresponds to my y point that I used. So then I need to convert this into slope-intercept form because I need to do at least 2 forms. So I'm going to plug this into slope-intercept form next. So I'm going to distribute my 1/2 to both terms inside the parentheses. So on the left, I still have y minus 5 equals 1/2 x, and then minus 3 over 2. And I could just leave it like that for now. And then I need to add 5 to both sides. So then I get y equals 1/2 x, and then I need to add that 5, but it doesn't have a common denominator, so I'm going to do that over here. I need 5 over 1 to be something over 2, so I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by 2, giving me 10 over 2, which is, of course, equivalent to 5. So then I'm going to take my 3/2, negative 3/2 here, and I'm going to add 10 over 2. So I'm going to go backward 3 on a number line here, so this becomes 7 over 2. So this is positive 7 over 2. Okay, so now I have an equation in point slope form and an equation in slope intercept form, and I need to go ahead and graph this function. So you're going to create your xy coordinates, and then we want to go up 7 over 2. Well, 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So I would go up 1, 2, 3.5 and put my point. And then I need to go down 1 over 2. So that would put me over there on my point there. So now I'm going to draw my line through those 2 points. And of course, yours will be more accurate because I have an ugly fat pen that's not working very well. And you will have your line. So then on this evaluate section, we're given f of x equals 12. Well, f of x is just y in its fancy function close. So we're going to do 12 equals 1/2 x plus 7 over 2. Then you would subtract 7 over 2, subtract 7 over 2. 12 is the same as 24 over 2. 24 minus 7 is 17 over 2. Equals 1/2 x, and then I would multiply by 2 over 1 to cancel out the 2's and to cancel out the 1's, leaving me x by itself. When I multiply by 2 over 1 here, the 2's just cancel out, and we get 17. So when y is 12, x is 17. In this one, they tell us that in this case, they filled in the x of f of x, so x is negative 6. So now we're going to say, okay, 12 equals 1/2 of negative 6 plus 7 over 2. 1/2 of negative 6 is negative 3, not 12. Why did I do that? Erase. 12 is not that. We want y there. That's just y. We're solving for y right now. So 1/2 of negative 6 is negative 3. Negative 3 is the same as negative 6 over 2, which you could have just left it like that when you multiplied the fractions, since we're going to add it to 7 over 2, which gives us positive 1/2. So in this case, when x is negative 6, y is positive 1/2. And that's how you're going to do all of these placemats. It just depends on the given information that you have, what you're going to need to fill in here.